Today we're going to continue to troubleshoot the problem with my 2011 Ford Explorer. If you watch some previous videos, there's a slight vibration at 100 kilometers an hour, 110, and it's not a big issue, but it's a big enough issue to drive me crazy. So my wife doesn't notice it, but I do. And we're going to try to figure this out. Just so you know, I've changed the control arms, I changed the tie rods, I've changed the struts, the rear shocks, and now we're going to take a close look at the drive shaft. I don't think it's bent. I don't know. We're going to take a quick look and see what's going on there. Stay tuned. Alright, that's the rear flange. It uses, well, T45. They weren't on there very tight. I tried using a torch at the beginning, but that wasn't necessary. So now I'll just move on to the center. I don't know if you can see that back in here, the center bearing, and then down way at the end there, down there is the 4 bolts that bolt to the transfer case. Oh, here it is in all its glory. It's just here's the front of it. Oh shit! That came out of place. Here's the TV shaft. I mean the universal joint in the middle. And there's another one of these constant velocity joints. Feels good to me. Anyways, I'm gonna take it into the drive shaft shop and see if they can check it out, like rebalance it. Well, here it is. Well, according to the drive shaft shop, this connection here is very stiff and very tight. It is, and this bearing cannot be changed. I guess apparently the way they built it, this is unserviceable. This joint here, it's okay-ish. So they said that my old one was not, pretty much junk. So they gave me this new one. I shouldn't say gave. I bought a new one. This one here, the joint, it's a lot smoother. And here's the difference. That's what it looks like compared to the two. I guess they're pretty much identical. The front here, this one has a cap. The original has a cap. The new one doesn't. I guess you can have a, that's what it looks like inside there. And here, this part here, there's a bolt here. This now is removable, and you're now able to change this bearing. Even though I hardly doubt it, I'll ever do that, because the original at 270,000 kilometers, and I highly doubt that I'll be driving this vehicle for another 270,000 kilometers. But, well, that's that. And it appears to be a bit, it's heavier. The new one is heavier than the old one. And here's the slight difference here. This boot here is a bit longer than this one. But I guess it works. At first they couldn't locate the drive shaft for an Explorer. So they had to look up, once they looked up the Taurus drive shaft, from that they found this one. It's a Taurus and Explorer. I guess they're the same. So I'm going to put the new one in, put the truck down, and take it for a test drive, and hopefully the vibration's gone. Oh, and it wasn't cheap. This new one was $632. I guess that's what you have to do. Alright, let me put it in. Because the new shaft doesn't have the cap on the end, I'm going to fill that void up with a whole bunch of grease just to make sure there's enough grease in that connection there, in that joint. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So that's what it looks like there now. I also put a bunch in here also. So there should be enough grease there for a while. Well, the drive shaft's in, and I thought everything went smoothly, and it did. But when I went to start it and put the car in drive and to turn the wheels just for a test run, something weird, some weird sounds were coming from the bottom of the car. So let me show you what's going on. Here we go. Alright, it's in drive. Hear that sound? Let me show you. Well, there's the new drive shaft. It went in pretty smoothly. There we go. There it is. But see, that's the problem right there. This diameter of shaft is slightly bigger than the original. Now it's hitting the top portion of that bracket. From what I can tell, all that bracket does is hold the exhaust pipe. So I'm gonna see if I can get see if I can bend that up a bit, or I'm gonna take that bracket down and we'll see. This is 1/2 inch, so I'm just gonna crack them loose. Hopefully. It's actually up against the drive shaft. I take the drive shaft off. Looks like there's some kind of key here. at that end. Oy, oy, oy. This might mean the shaft might have to come out completely. Even if I took it out, then the exhaust will be in the way. I'm gonna cut that. There's a little tab here. That's what's holding it in. Alright, here's the weapon of choice. You can see where it was hitting. Yeah, right there. See, that's where it was hitting. Right there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I marked it out with some yellow paint marking. I'm going to grind that down as far down as possible. And I'm using a pretty aggressive grinding wheel, and we're going to go for it. Hopefully that will work. Putting a straight edge here, making sure, you know, I don't go too far down. So I just want to make sure it clears this area here. So that's pretty good. Okay. It's a bit of struggle. It's in. I got the drive shaft painted, and the hanger's on. It's a rubber hanger. Got everything back in. So take it for a test drive and see how it feels. So I actually had to cut the exhaust hanger pretty much in half and built a little bridge over top of it just so the drive shaft could clear. I hope that makes sense. I don't have a picture of it, and the car is already on the ground and it's on the road, so it's kind of a, I can't really show you, but you just have to be aware that you need a lot of clearance there for the drive shaft. Then that's it. And the saga continues. See ya. Okay. The drive shaft has been changed. The brand new rebuilt one. Took it out for a drive, and it improved it a little bit, but there's still a problem with the vibration. Seems like it's doing it now at 110 kilometers an hour. It moved from the 90 to 100 kilometers an hour, and now it's like 110. That's when it starts to act up. So the saga continues. We're gonna look at, I don't know what we're gonna look at, but whatever we look at, or whatever I look at, I'll bring you guys with me.